Aeros fans, thanks for joining us for another edition of Aeros Update. This week, we'll be taking a look at a few players from last year's Aeros squad and seeing what 2011 might have in store. We'll also check in to see what Orbit has been up to. But first, over the past 8 seasons, Jason Kerton has made a name for himself creating some of minor league baseball's most extreme food items. In his first season with the Aeros, he's upping the ante with 3 new food items that will challenge even the hardiest of Aeros fans. Sierra Sawtelle reports.
Hey guys, I'm Sierra Sawtelle, and this week I had the chance to catch up with Food and Beverage Director Jason Kerton to talk about some extreme foods that are grabbing national attention here at Canal Park. Over the past 3 months, the Akron Aeros have introduced 3 jaw-dropping menu items for fans this spring.
We have the 3-Dog Night, which we announced in December, the Nice to Meet You, which we announced in January, and now the 8th Wonder of the World and the Wonder Dog, which we announced in February.
Cool names, but it's the contents that's got people talking.
3-Dog Night is a kielbasa that we stuffed a bratwurst in and then stuffed a hot dog in, put it in a hoagie roll, topped it with sauerkraut and stadium mustard. The Nice to Meet You is 1.25 pounds of hamburger meat stuffed with 1/2 pound of hot dogs and then stuffed with 1/4 pound of bacon, cheddar cheese, and onions. And then the 8th Wonder of the World is a 1-pound hot dog, and the Wonder Dog is a 1/2 pound hot dog. And with those, there's 40 toppings to choose from.
Jason's creations have been picked up by several media outlets, most notably The Daily Show.
So if you're not getting enough meat, here's a tip. Try heading to a AA baseball game. In Ohio, the Akron Aeros are serving the Nice to Meet You burger. And guess who's got tickets for opening day? Look for me on the Jumbotron. I'll be the one having a heart attack.
What's all the national attention been like?
Some of the national attention we've gotten through the Daily Show and other outlets, you know, it's pretty neat and exciting. It brings a nice little buzz to Akron, and it's pretty neat having your friends seeing it around the country.
And although these extreme foods are getting fans very excited and hungry, there are some healthy options for those of you who are not ready to tackle Jason's gastronomical challenges.
At the health food stand, we'll have a veggie burger, a turkey dog, hummus and chips, salads, fruit trays, veggie trays, low-cal beer, and diet drinks.
So what inspires Jason's concoctions?
I just stay home. I like to come up with different ideas, different fun things to do. I watch a lot of food TV and just try to incorporate other people's ideas and then put a spin on them.
The motivation behind these behemoths? Classic one-upsmanship.
I started minor league baseball in Charleston, South Carolina, and I had a really good friend of mine who did the same thing. He liked the extreme foods, so I've just kind of tried to outdo him.
And besides his creative food items, Jason has overhauled the whole fan food experience.
When they come out this year, I think they'll notice that everything's been rebranded. The fans will see a totally different customer service side and then just lots of different food items.
For more information on these extreme foods and other changes coming to Canal Park, check out www.akronaeros.com.
Thanks, Sierra. Now, I've gotten a chance to try all of the delicious new food items, and you'd be surprised how well chocolate chips go on a hot dog. But anyways, it's finally time to talk about baseball. And right now, we're going to take a look at some of the Tribe organization's top prospects who played here in Akron last season and discuss what 2011 may have in store on the Aeros Field Report. With the Cleveland Indians' third base situation up in the air, many fans have been wondering what the future holds for Lonnie Chisenhall. Picked up in the first round of the 2008 draft, Lonnie spent the last season and a half here in Akron. But this spring he could possibly contend for a spot on the Major League roster. Though the Tribe faithful are anxious to get a look at Chisenhall, manager Manny Acta has made his feelings on rushing players to the bigs known, and he would like to see how Lonnie performs in AAA Columbus before he gets his shot. Chisenhall isn't the only promising third base prospect that spent time in Akron last year. Jared Gettert started the season here in Akron, but got called up to Columbus early in the summer. He led all Tribe minor leaguers with 27 home runs, and he hits well against lefties. Gettert will likely start the year in Columbus, where the Tribe hopes he can improve his defense. This summer we'll see some tough competition between Chisenhall and Gettert, but this will be good for an organization that has had trouble finding a consistent third baseman. Second baseman Jason Kipnis started the 2010 season in Single-A Kinston, but after putting up good numbers for the first third of the season, he came to Akron where he put up even better numbers. Like Chisenhall, Kipnis was in contention for a spot on the Major League roster without a single at-bat in Columbus. But the recent signing of veteran Orlando Cabrera means Kipnis will start his spring in Columbus. Kipnis has an excellent glove, and if he can keep hitting like he has, we might see him in Cleveland later this season. Outfielder Nick Weglars started with the Aeros in 2010, but his season was cut short in Columbus due to thumb surgery. The big lefty has good power and can draw a lot of walks, and is often compared offensively to Jim Thome. But the Indians hope he can become a little more consistent at the plate and stay healthy. Weglars will likely begin his year in Columbus. Last year, pitcher Alex White got his professional baseball career off to a fast start. A first-round draft pick by the Indians in 2009, White pitched 8 games in Kinston before coming up to Akron. His record with the Aeros was only 8-7, but White had a low ERA and whip, plus a strong strikeout-to-walk ratio. The Tribe is hoping White can increase his strikeout totals and further develop his slider and splitter. He'll start the year in Columbus, but very well may find himself with the Indians sooner rather than later. On the next Field Report, we'll introduce Aeros fans to some draft picks and players from the Indians' Single-A affiliates who might find their way to the Rubber City this summer. And finally, we check in with Orbit, who made an appearance at the Wolstein Center to watch Norris Cole lead Cleveland State basketball to a victory over Green Bay. Orbit greeted fans on the concourse, getting them ready for baseball season with fellow minor league mascot Skipper from the Lake Erie Captains. Orbit also delivered a pizza and pumped up the crowd as CSU won their final regular season game and ended the regular season atop the Horizon League standings. And if you like the combination of Orbit and basketball, you can catch Orbit at the Q Sunday, March 13th as the Cavs take on the Oklahoma City Thunder. If you can't wait until then, Saturday the 12th, Orbit will be in the Akron St. Patrick's Day Parade, which starts at noon on South Main Street. And that's another Aeros update in the books. Tune in next time for the last episode before the season opener. Go to akronaeros.com to get your tickets for opening day, and find us on Facebook and Twitter. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.